and we're going to show you some cool Lego stuff that we've made one day. We even know a man who can make a robot with Lego that can solve Rubik's Cubes, and not just 3x3 ones, not just Rubik's Cubes like this, but Rubik's Cubes that are 4x4 or even really weird ones. So I'm going to knock this on the head for now, because I'm just wearing myself out talking to myself, which is not good.
Some of us are feeling more anxious than others. If you experience anxiety and stuff, I certainly am. We're here for you. We're not going anywhere. We've changed the way that we do things here at BBC Radio Leeds. So we're doing different kind of sounding shows here between 10 and 2. I know you'd normally be listening to the brilliant Larry and Paul around about this time. We're going to be with you all the way through, as long as you need us. We're not going anywhere. And we're going to be here to provide you with information. We'll obviously keep you updated. Hopefully we'll make you smile as well, keep you entertained. And a lot of us are finding that art is actually proving to be our therapy during these unusual times. Whatever form that takes, whether it's painting or pottery or, I don't know, playing the piano. We've been covering this a lot of this stuff in our weekend shows. We've been learning about how creative you've all been. It's been incredible to hear. We're playing out some of your
Hello, how you doing? Are you right, Nick?
And I had a chat with someone here
at BBC blimey, hot and bothered, mate. I'm down in Cornwall, believe it or not. We're actually doing a UK tour of Britain called a UK Art Takeover, because we believe that art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. So basically your art could be painting or photography, it could be cooking, it could be coding, it could be fashion, it could be football, it could be dancing or DJing or design or robots or
children in
rockets.
particular.
Any of those grab you? Does any of that connect with you, Nick?
And he's joining us now to tell us what he's been doing and how he needs the help of people from Leeds and how he'll be doing this next Friday. Nick, welcome to the program.
If you think of art as being as accessible and broad as that, yes. I mean, we're doing a project for the Arts Council, which is funded by the National Lottery. So every time you put a pound in for a lottery ticket, some of that money goes to projects for the arts. And we got a grant this week. And what we're doing is we're going all over the country for a month on a thing called the UK Arts Takeover. Today we're in Cornwall, tomorrow Glastonbury, next Friday we're in Leeds, and we're celebrating creativity and what connects us. I mean, it's just remarkable. We're working with a school community up there in Leeds. Do you know a place called Seacroft? Well, there's an amazing school up there run by an incredible head teacher, Chris Dyson, called Parkers
There's a lot going on there.
I
love the fact that it could be rockets and robots and cooking. You might be an artist
and basically there's a mum and a son there, Leanne Burkett and her lad Rowan and Samuel, and they're helping us launch something called the Rocket Kids Club, and it really is incredible. Basically what we're doing is we're building I don't want to say Facebook because it's not Facebook, it's a Spacebook type platform where kids and their creative carers can be inspired by seeing cool creative stuff. They can create and make their own, but then really importantly they can share what they do with everybody else on this platform, totally safe. And you notice I didn't say parents, I said creative carers. So, do you know what I mean? So, because whenever you say parents, you have to say carers, but we don't want any old carer because there's lots of carers doing a great job at the moment. The NHS, the school teachers, the fire, whatever. We want creative carers, people who care about our kids, people who care about creativity, and people who care about all our futures, as we say. So a child in the Seacroft estate, they might have a mum and dad who are really keen, like Rowan's mum built him a crane out of scrap wood and an electric drill, believe it or not. So she's a very creative carer. It's unbelievable. But then you might find some kids haven't got parents, or their parents are flat out working in the NHS. So what we want to do is build this online platform where they can connect with maybe some artists down here in Cornwall, or an engineer up in Sunderland, or somebody down in the East End of London who's really into their graphic design, and they could like almost mentor them. Do you know what I mean? So we do activities every day, they look at it, and we're just creating a bit of buzz. So that's part of what we're doing. Did you like that?
People who care about our kids, people who care about creativity, and people who care about all our futures, as we say. So a child in the Seacroft estate, they might have a mum and dad who are really keen, like Rowan's mum built him a crane out of scrap wood and an electric drill.
It's fascinating to say that, because a big part of what we do is STEAM Co, which is STEAM for science, technology, engineering, art and maths, whatever. But the Co stands for collaboration, and it's really about everybody coming together. And I think what we're seing now, we spend a lot of time campaigning for art in schools because we think it's being squeezed out a little bit here, there, and it's sometimes to do with the government, but mostly, to be honest, it's down to parents and teachers teachers who don't really appreciate the value of art and creativity, so they don't want the kids doing it. They want them doing what they see the academic things, which is safe to be a lawyer and a whatever, a banker. What we're doing now is we're seeing in this lock-in, we don't call it a lockdown because nobody's locking us down, we're artists, we're locked in maybe. What we're seeing is that people are turning to art, they're turning to creativity. On a Thursday night when they thank the carers, they're playing their trombones, they're banging their bin lids. I don't know if you know Rob the Bank, he's a DJ, and his dad was playing a trombone yesterday for VE Day, you know, and it's bringing the best out in everybody. Are you seeing that in Leeds yourself?
Sometimes to do with the government, but mostly, to be honest, it's down to parents and teachers who don't really appreciate the value of art and creativity, so they don't want their kids doing it. They want them doing what they see, the academic things, which are safe to be a lawyer and a whatever, a banker. What we're doing now is we're seeing in this lock-in, we don't call it a lockdown because nobody's locking us down.
Isn't it? You know, and this talent is there, but we mustn't take it for granted, because what you're talking about there is somebody who went to school 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago where the arts were a core part of their education. And if we're not careful, I mean, 9 out of 10 head teachers have said they are cutting the arts in their schools at the moment or before the lockdown.
Fantastic.
If we're not careful, in 5-10 years' time, we won't have this talent to just turn to, and you take it for granted. You know, your brass bands around Yorkshire and Lancashire,
my local area, I went down to a place called Saltaire, and it turns out that there is a 9-year-old clarinetist and a 40-year-old, I think she's a saxophonist, and they after the clap they started playing somewhere over the
I went to Sunderland and mentioned the N-word once. I said Newcastle in Sunderland.
This talent is there, but we mustn't take it for granted, because what you're talking about there is somebody who went to school 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago where the arts were a core part of their education. And if we're not careful, I mean, 9 out of 10 head teachers have said they are cutting the arts in their schools at the moment or before the lockdown. If we're not careful, 5-10 years' time, we won't have this talent to just turn to.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Let's be quite clear. The National Theatre, everybody thought the theatres would go dark and the world would come to an end. And now they're having a tough time, don't get me wrong. But did you see that? By the way, just one man and 3 governors from the National Theatre that was live streamed.
I know you're in Cornwall.
How incredible was that? And I'll be honest, I wouldn't have dreamed of going to see that at the theatre. So, and it's funny you pick my accent up. I'm not from Cornwall. I'm based in London. I'm actually, I'll be honest with you, I'm live streaming this live on the internet at the moment on the Steam Code Facebook and Twitter channels.
Is actually the power of art, the power of creativity, the fact that children.
Well, there you go. And everybody in Leeds is watching live as well. So basically, what we're doing is we're live streaming. I live in London. I travel all over the UK at the best of times. Obviously, I'm locked in now. Next week we're in Ludlow, my hometown. That's where my Yoko accent comes from. I'm from Shropshire, but I spend a lot of time in Cornwall and travelling all over. I mean, you talk about Lancashire. Let's stay with the Lancashire vibe. I mean, what's the national flower of not Lancashire, Yorkshire? What's the symbol of Yorkshire? Tell me what that is.
So, and it's funny you pick my accent up. I'm not from Cornwall.
Well, there you go. So we went into a school community in Bradford, and another amazing school, Academy St James down there in Bradford. Head teacher there, Chris Tolson. And we had a little arts council grant, and we had 500 or 600 of their parents out on the field one summer fun day, and we made the sign "I love art," which is what's on my T-shirt at the moment. And all the parents stood there like those old British Airways ads. We got a drone up and we filmed it. And it was unbelievable. And we're back there on the 24th of May for a Creative Careers Day as part of our UK Art Takeover. We'll be live streaming that on the internet as well. We just love Yorkshire and Yorkshire Sculpture Park, the Coal Mining Museum you've got just down the road there. It's so culturally rich, and we've got to get these kids connected with this cultural capital.
Our white rose, which is superior to any other kind of rose, is our symbol.
So we went into a school community in Bradford, and another amazing school, Academy St James down there in Bradford, head teacher there, Chris Tolson. And we had a little arts council grant, and we had 500 or 600 of their parents out on the field one fun day, and we made the sign "I love art."
I'm glad you asked, because I just rabbit on, don't I? Thanks for bringing me back to the realities. No, basically, next Friday the 15th, we're celebrating the art of Leeds. Everything to do with the creativity, the connections, the community. I know people like Emma Behrman who do amazing work with Playbox Leeds. You've got the Chapel FM guys running Community Centre and local radio, community radio there. You've got such incredible creativity. The Tetley. I don't know if you saw that billboard that Morag Myerscough did with the
Nick, you're doing a great job.
graphics
amazing
saying our
stuff to hear. I love
superheroes.
hearing your passion for the arts.
Do you know what I mean? I don't. You've got
we
those. So
need
I'm
people
trying.
like you being
I need
advocates
your
for
help.
all
I
this.
want to
If
track
we-
down whoever
we've
in
got our
Leeds
Make a
made that
Difference
happen,
update, so
because I
we've
don't
got
want to get
that in
Morag
with
Myers
Rima,
on
but
here.
just
I don't
tell
want to
us,
get
I
a
want
London
local
designer
people
on here next
hearing
Friday
this
in
to get
Leeds. I want to get
involved.
the
How do
person
people
in
get involved and
Leeds
take part?
who collaborated with that fantastic graphic designer who happens to be based in London, but how they collaborated and how they used art to connect those two communities. That's what I want to be doing. So if you can find me whoever did that, tell them to get in touch. Facebook Steam Co. There's a page set up for the Leeds Day next week. We'll be looking out for messages on there. We've got loads of videos. We've got videos of Chris Dyson, his incredible work, Chris Tolson in Bradford, and can't thank you enough for your support and giving us a bit of the airwaves, the grown-up airwaves,
Oh,
radio
they're
with
amazing.
pictures
They're
today with our
beautiful.
stream.
So I'm trying. I need your help. I want to track down whoever in Leeds made that happen, because I don't want to get Morag Myers-Koff on here. I don't want to get a London designer on here next Friday in Leeds. I want to get the person in Leeds.
Thank you. We're making it up as we go along, so heaven knows what can happen. Cheers.
That fantastic graphic designer
Bye-bye.
who happens to be based in London, but how they collaborated and how they used art to connect those two communities. That's what I want to be doing. So if you can find me whoever did that, tell them to get in touch. Facebook Steam Co. There's a page set up for the Leeds.
They never
Day
say
next
goodbye,
week.
but that's the end of that. I think that's the end of that, and I hope you heard that. I had to unplug my headphones, so I couldn't really talk. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating here. I couldn't talk for very long. If I plug my headphones in now, I'll be able to hear, because it's all quiet in here because of the feedback.
Hey, it's what we're here for. Steam Co. Get yourself on the Facebook, especially if you were collaborating on that amazing project. Get in touch.
I talked over
We
him.
can't wait to see what you're going to do, Nick. It's great to speak to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. We're making it up as we go along, so heaven knows what can happen. Cheers.
Top stuff.
Bye.
BBC Radio Leeds.
Liz Green. I'd like to know if you will wear a face mask now or at least when lockdown is eased.
Wow, that was fantastic, wasn't it? Oh, hang on, they've called me back. Hold on.
That don't know how far 2 metres is.
I think I will if I have to. You have to protect not only yourself but everybody else. You know, even if you feel self-conscious about it.
Join me weekends from 2 for some dancing, some talking, all live from my kitchen to yours.
Confident not to wear one, but if it became law, oh, you had to do, then I most certainly would do.
Liz Green.
BBC Radio Leeds.
I should say,
So,
if you
while
were
we're
inspired
here-
by listening to Nick there from Steamco, then, and you want to get creative yourself, for more activities you can join in at home. Go to www.creativeuk.com.
BBC Radio Leeds.
Make a difference.
Okay, it's time for our Make a Difference update with Rima. What have you got, Rima?
Hi Nick, a group of performing arts students from Leeds City College are launching a show-stopping digital performance to tackle online issues during the lockdown. The School of Creative Arts are working with the support of the Paperbirds Theatre Company to commission 32 acting students in creating a performance piece addressing online safety. Performances are usually held across schools, but due to COVID-19, this year's performance will be accessed online through Crowdcast. The performance will last for 20 minutes and it will be available to over 200 secondary schools in Leeds from the 22nd of May. And you can find out more about creative arts courses at Leeds City Colleges .ac.uk. And an a cappella mega mix, it's a bit of a mouthful, has been put together by a Leeds couple, which features a huge amount of musicians, including winner of the 2013 X Factor, Sam Bailey, Davina De Campo from the first series of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, Love Her, and Jamie Lambert from the singing group Calabro. The ACCA Army is raising money for the Care Workers charity, which supports current and former care workers. The project was organised and put together by George Strickland, Lara De Belder and Nick Chiappetta. Have a listen to this.
Wow, well, some fantastic art projects going on there in Leeds. Unbelievable. So we'll have to get in touch with those people. If any of you are still watching from Leeds, please feed it through. We need to fill the show Friday. Leeds is so rich. I'm hoping to get Emma Behrman on. I've never actually met her. We've collaborated virtually and we did a brilliant day at the Tetley last week, 2 summers ago now actually. I just mentioned this moment. I want to share this film with you because this is very, very, very special to me, to this family, and I know the community there on Seacroft. What you see on the screen here is a mother in Westminster with her 2 daughters, a man who wrote the book here, Rocket Boys by Homer Hickam. The story of 4 boys who didn't want to be coal miners. They looked in the sky, saw the Sputnik, learned to make rockets, and he ended up working for NASA on the space shuttle and the International Space Station. Unbelievable true story. It's also a film called October Sky you might have seen. Last week we launched our Rocket Kids Club a little bit like this.
20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition
8,
sequence
7,
start.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Can you see that? Oh, wow! Can you see it? Whoa! I know. So this is Leanne, who made a crane for that lad Rowan from an electric drill and a few scrap pieces of wood. The most amazing mum to have. 2020, Leanne, Rowan, Samuel inspired the Rocket Kids Club. In 1957, on the right there, Homer Hickam and his mates made rockets and ended up working for NASA, the Rocket Boys. Fantastic story, commend it to you. Incredible story of aspiration, of hope, particularly at a time like this. And that's the book that Homer Hickam wrote.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And a giant leap for me was writing this book, A Rocket Kids Stories, 9 short stories which spin out from a session that I take into schools across the country. And the lad on the front of there is a lad off the Seacroft estate, Macaulay, who we've called the Parklands Rocket Kid because of his interest, his passion for creativity, his passion for engineering, his passion for science. I did a talk at Parklands School last year, 2-3 years ago, and Macaulay put his hand up and told me things I'd never knew about the Titanic. Last Tuesday, Macaulay live linked to the Titanic Museum in Belfast and asked a question of the lady whose great-granddad was an engineer on the Titanic. Unbelievable. Unbelievable the way we're connecting communities, and Karen and Gareth and Kaylin and Macaulay have been so supportive. He's gone off to big school, he's up at Leeds East Secondary, but we're now working with Leanne and Rowan and Samuel there at Parklands. Next Friday we'll be hearing hopefully from Mr. Dyson, hearing from that community, hearing from artists across Leeds, people like Anne-Marie and Emma and those guys there at Chapel FM and Step Into, all these amazing people, Leeds Dads, Child Friendly Leeds, amazing city. We want to connect that community with the rest of the country and celebrate the power of art. But there's one man I want to pay tribute to now, one man who's made all this possible for us, one man who leads that school community, Chris Dyson. He gets a lot of publicity because he works very hard, he makes a lot of noise, but that publicity brings the school together, it brings the community together. And this is a film we made that's introduced by the leader of Leeds City Council to celebrate this man's approach to education, which is based on inclusion through inspiration, not isolation.
You know, Parklands is an extraordinary example in terms of the work that the school is doing within the community, you know, the work that Chris Dyson has done.
Well, as you said, I'm Chris Dyson, I'm head teacher at a school up in the most deprived area of Leeds, Parklands. I inherited the school 3 years ago that had 150 exclusions, 5 head teachers in the same year, 5 different behaviour policies. Exclusions was the easy option. And it wasn't the best place to actually be. The school was inadequate, but the same team that have worked together have seen now we have no exclusions whatsoever in school, and we've actually started taking excluded children from other schools to bring them into our environment.
I mean, there's been a lot of talk about behaviour, especially this week with the Lose the Boobs event. Well, we've got to be respecting everyone's different ways of doing things. I mean, for myself, I love Paul Dix, and I think this is one of the best books that I personally have ever read. But I think behaviour can be encouraged by inspiration, you know, by getting the children to do exciting, innovative things through the curriculum, through the arts, through collaboration. So the key to the outstanding behaviour we've got here at Parklands is empathy. It's love, it's giving opportunities, it's believing in the children and giving them those opportunities to excel at things and to take a risk, you know.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. This is who I'm meant to be. This is who
And it shows that you believe in the people, you believe in these teachers, you believe in these kids. Absolutely anything is possible.
Boom shakalaka, as Sky Larkin would say, I'm sure. Unbelievable. So that's next Friday the 15th. We're in Leeds, 10 till 11, the Rocket Kids Club. We're going to absolutely smash that. We're going to try and get 50 Rubik's Cubes and send those into the community, and we're going to teach you to do the Rubik's Cube over the next few weeks in the Rocket Kids Club. We're going to make rockets. We're going to show fantastic art and creativity. We're going to connect hopefully with whoever did this amazing billboard here, Morag Myerscough collaboration. Unbelievable. And that's what art's all about. An artist somewhere else collaborating with people in a city over here to celebrate art and creativity across the land. I mentioned
the way
there...
that they just kept going was a real inspiration.
Oops, what's that? Let's stop that. We don't need talking. Where was I? I was just about to say big up to another school, Parklands Primary, Chris Dyson, unbelievable. But through him, by connecting with people like Paul Garvey down in the South Devon coast down there, Paul Garvey, one of the most generous sharers on the internet as far as I'm concerned, 55,000 followers. He's up every day at 5 o'clock doing the hashtag Teacher 5 O'Clock Club. Through his sharing of Chris Dyson, Chris Tolson at a school in Bradford, Academy St James, came across us, and we've worked with Chris Tolson there as well. 24th of May, I think it is, we're doing a Creative Careers Day at Academy St James. 3 months ago, that would have been an event in the Academy there in Bradford. Now, in this lock-in, we're using the power of art, creativity, tools, technology, and people to broadcast that with the power of LGFL. We're going to take that Creative Careers Day at Academy St James across the country. Check it out. This is the way we roll. This is how we roll at Academy St James when we collaborate with brave school leaders like Chris Tolson.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream. I have a dream today.
Yes, we're proud to collaborate with brave school leaders, school community leaders like Chris Tolson there in Academy St James in Bradford and Chris Dyson there at Parklands Primary on the Seacroft Estate in Leeds. I've got work to do, believe it or not. I'm back in Bude, I'm back in Cornwall at 2 o'clock. We're reviewing some creative activities. If you want to get involved, check out hashtag Art of Bude. Go to our Facebook page, Steamco on Facebook. There's a page there all about what we're doing in Bude and Cornwall today. We had a fantastic activity with Franca Westaway, beautiful artwork there. She's made lambs. We had Dan, Farmer Dan had some lambs on. He's going to bring some lambs on again at 3 o'clock. So check it out, Steamco, Facebook. See you online. See you down in Cornwall later on. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Cheers.